right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, the Iranian Hawk did have his boxing match, surprisingly, if you could call it a boxing match. He fought a guy that goes by the name of Kazakh Titan, and it was billed to be a wicked and bad fight in Dubai. And a bad fight was exactly what it was. I mean, you can clearly see here the reason why he didn't want to fight Martin Ford. This is like one of the sloppiest boxing matches I've ever seen. He looks like he's gassed out immediately, barely lands anything, doesn't land anything actually that I can see here. I mean, they're both wearing shirts. It was a really weird looking match. It looked like, barely anybody was even in the crowd. I don't even think anybody really knew who this guy was outside of the Photoshop pictures. If you didn't tell me his name was Iranian Hawk, I wouldn't know the Sajga Harib or whatever his real name is. I would never even know that was his name. And I think if he wasn't supposed to fight Martin Ford, probably no one would really care about his name either. But for anybody that was interested, we will give that Iranian Hawk fight just the first minute of this video. That's all it's really worth. Nothing eventful really happened there. But maybe this serves as some kind of explanation as to why he didn't want to fight Martin Ford. Now, next up in the news, we did get some recent posing footage just 2 weeks out from the Tampa Pro for Akim Williams. This will be the first time we're seeing him back on stage in a very long time, where he will be attempting to qualify for the 2022 Mr. Olympia. Now, going into this lineup, he's obviously the favorite on paper to win. We don't really know too many other big names that are doing it. He's won the Tampa Pro before. He's been a top 6 Olympian. He is by far one of the best bodybuilders right now that is not qualified for the Olympia currently. And this was at the 2022 NPC Muscle Beach Championships, which was yesterday, July 30th, so we know it was, in fact, 2 weeks out from Tampa. And it's really hard to tell. It's really not the best quality video. It's not the best quality lighting. But at 2 weeks out, I would expect him to look a little bit sharper. He looks really big. He looks really full. But I am curious. It makes me even more curious about the fact that Kamal El-Gargni is doing the Open here in this Tampa Pro. Making his Open debut to try to qualify for the Open Olympia. Kamal is known for his conditioning. He's known for his consistency. He won in the 212 Olympia. He's been a top 3 212 Olympia placer for the past 3 years. This could be a scenario where if the best bodybuilder in this lineup in Men's Open is a guy that's known for size and is known for inconsistency with his conditioning, that could be a situation where we've got Kamal sneaking up on Akim, and that could be a situation where Akim could get caught by a smaller guy like Kamal, because Kamal is very consistent. He is very conditioned. And the updates that we've seen from Kamal at 2 weeks out looked way more conditioned than what we can see here from Akim. But again, not the best video, so take it with a grain of salt. We've seen some pretty clear pictures of Kamal, but not the best video of Akim here. Now, next up in bodybuilding news, some big-time drama between Blessing Awodibu and Iain Valliere on the comment section of Antoine Vaillant's latest post, where he showed a stage shot of him and Iain from the Vancouver Pro Show, a back double bicep shot, and Blessing commented on that post and said, he tagged Antoine and said, "This is not even close. You smoked this dude. Zero back details, just size. That's why he thinks bodybuilding is all about size now. And even when it's come to size, you made him look like a child. And where's the damn calves on this guy?" And then Iain quickly responds, he's just trying to stay relevant in an Olympia conversation that he isn't even in. And then he tags Blessing and says, "You're just about as good of a judge as you are a bodybuilder. No wonder your physique looks like a child made it out of Play-Doh." Then Antoine left his own comment, jumping in the mixer, and said, "Whoa, guys, Blessing and Iain. Only way to settle this until the Mr. Olympia. Let's just all post a calf pic and leave it at that." So that was kind of Antoine's shot at Iain, although it was a playful one. Then if you go back to the back and forth between Blessing and Iain, Blessing again says, "LOL, back in the early 2000s, your physique wouldn't even make top 50. There's a difference between you and I. You're just a meathead and I'm a piece of art. If you were casted in Stranger Things, they'd name you Seven." Then Iain says, "Laugh my ass off, piece of art. Maybe a Picasso with your wide-ass chunky obliques and spider legs. One guy who makes me feel great about my calves. You're living in a dreamland, trying to stay relevant. Everybody sees through it. You can sell this bullshit to uninformed fans, but no bodybuilder worth his salt is going to think anything of you. I'm tried and tested at every level. You're a silly new kid who wants to be loud and be relevant. We are not the same and never will be. So if it helps you sleep at night to say to yourself that you're something you're not, go for it. But no one with a brain is buying into your delusion BS." Blessing responds, says, "Blah, blah, blah. You're getting smoked at the O, Mr. Number 7. Iain says, "Laugh my ass off. You can actually believe the words that come out of your own mouth. I worry more about your mental health than anything, but I don't think you do. I think it's all just an act to grow your following, to get engagement and be in the conversation. You go home at night and know you're nowhere near the top guy." This, to me, I think was Iain's best response. Then they go back and forth a little bit more. Blessing says, "Shake my head. You act like you didn't buy the Indie Pro live stream or the New York Pro. Put your damn money on it, and I'll smoke you at the O." Then Iain says, LMAO, you're literally not in the same stratosphere. This is embarrassing for you. I don't need to bet money. My Olympia check will be 15 times yours, and I'll get my payday, and you'll get the 4K that everybody outside of the top 15 gets. And they go on like this for a few more comments, kind of the same general tone. And as of the time that I'm making this video, I saw no peace being made in the comment section. So I think this just continued on until it kind of fizzled out. But I don't think they made any peace between them from what I could see. Now, I will say I tend to agree with Iain here. I think, I do think that Iain gets a little bit too sensitive when it comes to responding to comments. I've had arguments with Iain in the comment section before, and I'm no stranger to it, but I do kind of think Iain is right here. I think that at the end of the day, Blessing knows that this controversy isn't real, or this drama isn't real, and he's only doing it to really stir up attention, which, is that a bad thing or a good thing for the sport of bodybuilding? I think overall it could be a good thing. I mean, I think it makes bodybuilding more exciting, and bodybuilding overall has a tendency to be it can have a tendency to get pretty stale. And I actually have to agree with Iain again, because even though Iain thinks I don't like him, I don't think that Blessing is going to beat Iain at the Olympia. I think Iain will definitely beat Blessing at the Olympia. I think Blessing is going to do well at the Olympia, and I think Blessing has a shot at the top 10, but I don't think that Blessing will beat either Iain or Nick, and that's not a shot at Blessing. I just think that they are kind of on a different caliber. Blessing isn't as seasoned as Iain. He's not as dense or muscular as Nick. And while I do think Blessing looked incredible at the last two shows that he won, I don't think those shows were on the same level as an Olympia or an Arnold Classic lineup. I don't think they were the strongest lineups, and I think Iain Valliere, to his point, the other point that he made is he's been a top Olympia placer more than once. He's been top 2 at the Arnold Classic. These are really dense, really competitive lineups. And I wouldn't say that Blessing has won a super competitive show or placed well at a super competitive show yet. Iain has, and Nick has. You can't deny that. Now, next up in the news, Larry Wheels, I think, further fueling the speculation that he might be now more focused on physique than strength training. He posted a post a couple weeks ago kind of hinting that he might be interested in switching to classic physique. He's already tried bodybuilding at the amateur NPC level, and he expressed some interest in the classic physique category, even though the weight limit might be pretty unrealistic for him. But now he's posted another video recently with Sergio Oliva Jr. showing him how to do the Arnold Classic back double bicep pose, or the classic Arnold back double bicep pose, whichever way you want to juxtapose those words. And look, at the end of the day, would I like to see Larry Wheels try classic physique and do some amateur shows? Yes, I think it'd be great for his channel. I think it'd be great for his brand, and I think it would be very entertaining for most fans of the sport to watch. I would watch the hell out of it. Do I think he would go the distance and be a top classic physique Olympian, or even turn pro in classic physique? Probably not. But would it be fun to watch? Absolutely. But as always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think Larry Wheels should pursue some more physique-based competition rather than just the strength-based competitions? I think it'd be interesting to watch. So that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. That helps out a lot. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. That helps out a ton as well. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.